Welcome to Where Are They Now? We reach into the archives of Lenape, Shawnee, Cherokee, and Seneca high schools and invite selected alumni to share memories and fill us in on their career paths after commencement. Since Lenape's first graduating class in 1961, Shawnee's in 1972, Cherokee's in 1978, and Seneca's in 2005, over 68,000 individuals have received diplomas from these four schools.
Hello and welcome to Where Are They Now? I'm Mark Cincini, a 1996 graduate of Cherokee High School. And today we'll be talking with another Cherokee graduate from the class of 2000. She is a physician and entrepreneur living in Marlton, New Jersey. I'd like to welcome Dana Canuso to the show. Dana, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Great. It's great to have you here today. So I'm excited to hear about what you've been doing in your career since Cherokee. But first, let's go back to your time here, when you started growing up here in South Jersey. Tell me about when you grew up here in the area.
So I'm pretty much from Marlton. I don't know, since I was 3 or 4 we moved here. And I'm now back in Marlton, which is pretty crazy. But I grew up in Cambridge Park on Carlton Avenue.
Okay.
I went to elementary school at Evans, so I went first through 5th grade there. And then I was actually the first class to go all the way through DeMacy. They just opened the middle school.
Right.
So 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and then went to Cherokee and finished the whole way through. So from the beginning, I've been a Marltonite, and
Awesome.
I love it, yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, it's a great place to live.
It's a good place.
Any siblings that went to Cherokee with
I
you
do.
as well?
I have a brother. He graduated in 2003, Blake Canuso. And actually, I have a sister, Candace, who went through Jaggard and then ended up moving to San Diego with my dad. So she technically was a Marlton attendee, too.
Excellent, excellent. So let's talk about your time at Cherokee. Some of your favorite teachers that you remember.
So by far, 2 of them really kind of stick out to me. Mr. Reimer, he was the band director, and he basically, not only just at Cherokee, but when I was in middle school, he even pulled me up to get me excited about playing in the jazz band and marching band. And it's hard to pinpoint another teacher that has made me more of who I am today than him. He was big into building confidence. His integrity, honesty was impeccable, and I truly owe a lot to him. And Patty Stadelsky, she actually was the biology genetics teacher. She started a genetics program, and we did the science fairs. And so from the time I was a freshman, it was she made science cool, and she made it. If you want to be one of the cool kids, you learn and you become smart. And so from 9th grade till senior year, I was heavily involved in biology and genetics, and it formed my love of science. And I eventually went to college for a science-related field. So, yeah, Mrs. Sadelsky, those 2 are kind of stick out as my high school loves,
Talk about some of the activities you were involved in. You did cheerleading, you did band.
Band, yeah. So my big thing was band. I played trumpet, and that kind of melded into French horn for orchestra.
Okay.
I played trumpet in the jazz band, South Jersey band, all that good stuff. And cheerleading actually happened kind of by accident. I was big into softball, and I had an injury that I just couldn't play anymore. I was just scared to play. So DeMacy, I was on cheerleading in middle school, and then high school I did it when it didn't interfere with band. So I did a couple football seasons, and then I did a couple basketball seasons, but it was just a fun thing to do. I danced at Jazz Unlimited in Marlton for a while, so that was always something that I loved doing, and cheerleading kind of allowed me to do that as well.
Excellent. And then you're student council president as well?
Yes, so student council was very important to me. I think the main reason, honestly, was that I wanted homeroom in the library. I think that was like the coolest thing ever. But it was I felt I've always had this drive to do more for whomever. So, my big thing, I remember running for president, and I promised everybody we were going to get vending machines, soda vending machines. And I think that's why I won, truthfully.
Right.
Like everyone wanted
it's
soda.
all about the promises.
It is, and I don't think I delivered, honestly.
No.
But, it was an amazing experience, and it was pretty exciting. I'm glad I can say I did that.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Tell us about some of the other special memories things that really stand out to you.
Oh
from your
gosh,
time.
so I think the trips, and I don't know how much they do of that anymore, but I was in Spanish club, and we actually went to Spain the summer after my sophomore year with the Spanish club. It was a 2-week tour. We went to Madrid, Barcelona, Sevilla. That was just a mind-blowing experience, and I
Must have
looked,
been, especially at that age.
yeah,
Right?
at 15, I look back and I'm thinking, man, my parents were crazy,
Right.
you know. But to be able to say that you've experienced that so young, I think was pretty amazing. And same on that vein, the genetics class, we went to Belize the summer after my junior year, and Belize in, I guess what was that, 98, is not the Belize it is now. It was rural. Many people didn't know about it.
That's an unusual trip, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've heard of, number one, going
I
to
think
Belize, and then also the genetics club. That's kind of unusual.
It was one and done, I think.
Okay.
The genetics was like a new field, and I think we kind of got away with it. But we ended up going for a week to an island where we studied the environment of the island, the genetics of the island, and then a week we were in a village in the rainforest.
Wow.
It was pretty incredible, and I came back with mosquito bites head to toe. Yeah.
I can
But
imagine.
yeah, and those in school memories, I remember smiling all the time, and I don't just say that lightly. I just remember being happy and walking around, and I remember high school very fondly.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
So you graduate Cherokee, then you move on to Fordham University.
Oh gosh, yeah. So I went to the Bronx for Fordham, and I studied chemistry and history. And history I hated history in high school, but when you're in New York City, all of a sudden history is pretty exciting.
Right.
So that was my Fordham experience, and I cheered at Fordham as well.
Okay.
And yeah, that was 4 years of exciting times.
So at what point did you decide that you were going to go down the medical path?
I always wanted to be a doctor. Always. I mean, it's one of those, 4 years old, what do you want to be? I want to be a doctor. And part of me, a little part of me was thinking law school at the time. And my mom gets this, I'm not kidding, she gets a postcard in the mail from Temple with their podiatry program. And she's like, my friend in high school is a podiatrist. He's really happy, and you should go visit him. And I'm like, I will never be a podiatrist. I wanted to be an OBGYN. I wanted to do something with women.
Sure.
And then I end up going to visit him, and it's a cool job, and it's very rewarding. So here I am. Now I applied to Temple, got into their podiatry program, and ended up going there and graduating from there.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So you graduate and you start your own practice.
I joined a group in Cherry Hill and Marlton. I did surgery practice for 5 years, and I've been an entrepreneur for as long as I can remember. I have these little ideas that I come up with, and they always kind of peter out. And using the chemistry background in me, I had a patient that sparked an aha moment. I don't know if there's any better way to say it, but I said, there's a product that I need to make that's not out there that she needs. So I made it. Me and another chemist in a lab made this product. I tried it on her. It's amazing. I was selling it in my practice, and I thought, wow, this is pretty good stuff. So
What was it for?
it's for dry, cracked heels and fungal toenails. Exciting stuff.
It is.
And but it actually works, and there's nothing out there that really does work over the counter. So I started selling it to my friends in other doctors' offices, other spas, salons, and now we are in all 50 states across the country. We're in thousands of locations, pharmacies, and I'm loving it. It's actually happening, being an entrepreneur.
But a lot of people, it's not always that easy.
It's horrible. It's horrible. I work more and I sleep less. You
Right.
know?
Well, once you get to that point where you actually are an entrepreneur, but even getting it started, like how long, at what point did you realize that Dr. Canuso's Skincare for Feet was going to be something that was going to be sustainable and that you were going to be able to?
I think the first orders that came in that were after my family, of course, so I get all these orders. I'm like, oh, this is my grandmom, this is my mom. These are not orders, And then I have people ordering from Missouri, Montana. These orders start coming in. That gets you excited. But I think it's when they order again that you realize that you have a viable business. People I don't know that buy the product more than once. This is helping somebody somehow. So, and like I said, it's I feel like I had my MBA already. I never went to business school and what I've learned in these past 2.5 years being an entrepreneur is mind-blowing. The other thing is that the business has a mind of its own now. Like it's making money and running while I'm sitting here with you.
Right.
So I think once you realize that you've created this entity, then you're now an entrepreneur. You've,
Right.
you know.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
So how did you get it to that point where you get people to know about it and know that it's out there and available?
So all of my advertising is organic. So doing things like this, writing articles for magazines. Shape Magazine calls me and asks me, why do feet crack? Why do we get fungal toenails? So someone reads, is knowledgeable, they then look into the products and they buy. So I really try to spend very little money on advertising in the traditional sense of here's my commercial, buy my stuff.
Right.
I want people to learn about it, understand why it works, and then buy it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you said you're in thousands of stores across the country. You did try out for Shark Tank. Tell us about that experience.
So I tried out for Shark Tank when I was in about 20 stores.
Okay.
So it might have been a little early. But I go to New York, you have to get a wristband, you have to wait in line, and you have to give a 60-second pitch on you and your product.
Okay.
And it is the pitch. It was the
one that you see on the show.
one you see on TV. And
Okay.
I'm smiling and I have my lab coat
Right.
on, And the producer's watching you and they're smiling and they ask you questions. And the most awkward thing is at the end, she just smiled. There was no goodbye, thanks for coming.
Right.
And you kind of like walk out backwards. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It was the most awkward, like, okay, thanks, and you leave. And I read things online, they could call you in a week, they could call you in a year, they could never call you.
Right.
Yeah, so at this point, I'm not expecting the phone call. It's been a little while.
I think you're doing okay anyway.
Yeah, I'm doing okay. And it was a great experience. It was just something, I'm all about putting those not notches in your belt, but putting those, ticks on the wall. And
Right.
I've done this. And it's pretty amazing what I've managed to do in 3 years and say that I've done.
That's amazing. That's only been
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
That's great.
Yeah.
So you didn't make it on Shark Tank, but you are on TV.
Yes.
You're host of an online TV show. Tell
Yes,
us about
it's
that.
called Real Medicine with Dr. Canuso. It's on RVN TV every Tuesday at 12:30. And I interview basically practitioners in health and wellness. So doctors, yoga instructors, dietitians, people that enhance our health and wellness. And it's not all about feet. It's basically,
Okay.
it's everything. But I started the show basically to continue educating and build my brand, let people know that I'm more than just a foot doctor. I'm an actual doctor, so I can help you with other things too. But
Awesome.
yeah.
So tell us about your personal life. You're married?
I'm married. We're married for a while now. We've been together 14 years, married 10. My husband Todd, he went to Shawnee, Todd George.
Okay.
He graduated in '98. And I have 2 kids, Preston and Alyssa George. They're 9 and 4. They're both Marlton sports players. My son does baseball and basketball. My daughter does dance. And I don't know, it's a perfect little 4-person family that we have going. We
Awesome.
like hiking and we go to the gym a lot. It's fun.
How did you and Todd meet?
Really? Oh, this is a good story.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep it short. I was home from college, my junior year in college, and my girlfriend and I, a Cherokee grad, Jeanette Tessier, hi out there, she recommended we go to Prospectors to go country line dancing. And I was not into country music. We were getting ready to go to Philly, so en route to
Okay.
Philly, we stopped at Prospectors. And there is this guy that is the cutest cowboy I've ever seen, the hat, the tight jeans, whatever. And I go over and start talking to him, and he went to Shawnee, the whole thing. We
Okay.
dance all night. And the next day he calls me. I'm living with my mom at the time in Marlton. And he says, I want to pick you up. Can I take you to ice cream? Okay, why not?
That's cute.
He picks me up and he comes to my door and he has a t-shirt on, like soccer shorts,
Okay.
and bright red hair. And I looked at him, smiled, closed the door, and I said, Mom, this is not the guy I met last night, because he had a cowboy hat. I didn't even know he had red hair
Right.
all night. And I'm picturing this dark cowboy, this rugged thing, and my husband shows up. And I'm like, well, I really want ice cream, so I'll go. And ever since, we've just been best friends. And
Awesome.
yeah. But so now I have a redheaded husband, and my daughter has this striking red, gorgeous hair with green eyes. So,
Oh, wow, that's cool.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Awesome. So you were named a South Jersey Top Doc by South Jersey Magazine in
Yes.
2015.
That was a big deal.
And you have another accolade, Top
Yeah,
Doctor.
so one of America's top docs, 2015, which was voted by peers and patients and stuff. So
Awesome.
that's an honor. And I'm hoping I don't have any after that because I kind of stopped practicing when I started this business.
Okay.
And now that I'm practicing again, hopefully we can have a 2018
Excellent.
top doc.
Yeah, we'll be looking for you.
Yeah.
You're a member of Mensa.
Yes.
So tell us about that. It's
So
sort of this mysterious thing I think a lot of people don't really know about.
Yeah.
Can you explain it to us?
So I didn't know about it, truthfully, until one or two movies where they kind of allude to, oh, you're smart, are you in Mensa?
Right.
And, I always wanted to be smart. That was something that was me, I don't know. And I looked into it, and it's the High IQ Society. I don't even know, truthfully, what my IQ is. It has nothing
Okay.
to do with it. They just know that you're in the top 2% of the population.
Okay.
So
it's not a certain score that you have to get. It's just
I
in
think it
comparison
is.
to-
Well, I think if you have a score, the top 2% is obviously scores from here to here.
Okay.
I just don't know the numbers, and
Right.
I don't really care. It's just something cool to say that,
Yeah.
another notch.
That is cool.
That I took the test. You have to go in like a library in like a closed room, and you take this test, and they time it, and it's questions that you couldn't even know if you got right or wrong. There's no
Right.
rhyme or reason. It's not like a math question where you're like, yes, I got that right.
Okay.
And they let you know a couple weeks later, and they send me a birthday card every year. And
Oh, that's nice.
it's very nice of them. And it's actually a really nice networking tool if you use it correctly too. It's like a little secret society that you're part of.
Awesome.
But yeah, I didn't know about that until med school. I
Okay.
didn't do that until later. But
So obviously, your practice and your skincare for feet and your family takes up a lot of your time. What do you like to do in your free time?
I like going to the gym. I really like spin and yoga, and I am an avid reader. So I read probably 2 books a week, mostly business, self-help books that just kind of motivate me. And I'll find that, right now I'm having difficulty with advertising and social media. So that's my new kick. I
Okay.
grab these books, I go to Barnes & Noble. I'm the one sitting on the floor at Barnes & Noble reading books, and I try to just do that as much as I can. We love traveling. We haven't been able to travel too much these past couple of years because it has been crazy. But
Sure.
if there's a beach, I'm there.
Yeah, I
That's
hear
my
you.
thing. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, it's been great talking to you today, and congratulations on your success since Cherokee. We wish you much continued success in the
Thanks
future.
for having
Thank
me.
you.
I enjoyed it.
And that'll do it for this episode of Where Are They Now? For other Lenape District alumni interviews, check us out on youtube.com/Lenape District TV. See you next time.